Welcome to Digital Marketing. So happy to have you all register and start your quest in your journey into learning more and more about online marketing. This course, in contrast to the other course that I teach or any other marketing course, is the digital marketing. I see it as the umbrella. So this digital marketing course would be how to see the big picture and manage something that you own, which would be your website, and what you can control within that website and driving traffic to that site. So underneath digital marketing managers would be the social media, the content, SEO, email, and all of those other specializations go in under the digital marketing management umbrella. One thing to know is that I have taught algebra in the past, and that was super easy, right? The rules never change, and the formula is always the same. The books are basically the same. Digital marketing is nothing like that. There's so much change happening every 6 months that it makes it also exciting, because there's tons of opportunity for anybody who wants to be successful in this space that's willing to learn and keep up with the changes. There's great opportunity, and you can make a lot of money doing this work. I know people that do SEO work and digital marketing and run campaigns, and they're making anywhere between $100 to $250 an hour. You have to be really good and prove a lot of results to get that kind of money, but hey, I think that's fabulous. To be successful in any of my high-tech marketing courses, you have to be comfortable with ambiguity. The thing is, there's so much that goes into a campaign, and it's a science. So basically, you have to customize your approach based on your own skill set and your company and your products and your services and what works and what doesn't work, and your target market, right? So you have to be able to adjust and change those variables to what makes sense for the resources that you have available and the information you have available. So what works for me on the simulations or in real life, it doesn't mean that you're going to have the exact formula to be successful. We can be equally successful. One of us might be more successful. That's what makes this so interesting. So if you can be comfortable in that ambiguity and not be told 1, 2, 3 steps, you do these and you're going to for sure do well, because that's not true. You could do 1, 2, 3 and I can do well and you won't. 1, 2, 3 means try those, see if it works for you, if you can execute that at a high level, because we all have different skill sets. Maybe I'm a better copywriter. Maybe you're a better data analyst. Maybe you're better at something else. So this is an upper level marketing course, and it is a business course. So we're going to be incorporating marketing principles, economics, psychology, finance, statistics, but tons of tech in this course over even my social media marketing course. So keep that in mind. In order to open up the course to all students at UTSA, so we had to drop a lot of prereqs that previously impeded a lot of people being able to take this course. Those are now removed. But keep in mind, you still have to know a lot of the principles and strategies and formulas to be really successful. So some of you might just have to put in a little bit extra work or off to a slower start, and that's okay. You could still get an A and have no problem in this class. I just wanted you to know that. Okay, so who am I? Like, what's the deal with me? So I am the practice professor of digital marketing and social media marketing at UTSA. I basically was the one that helped pioneer and get the programs off the ground. We have not had anything prior to me coming here, and I got my MBA at UTSA. And I would always try to hire here in San Antonio when I was an executive for roles here in San Antonio, but there wasn't a good talent pool to pull from. But now we have one, thanks to this course and a lot of other courses that we're teaching at UTSA and making our students more valuable in the workforce. It's super exciting. Let me share my screen. So this is This is my LinkedIn. Please feel free to connect with me if you want to. I am Wendy Gratereaux, WendyGratereaux. So we can connect here on LinkedIn. A little bit about me. I was born and raised in Colorado, went to undergrad there. I did my studies in public relations and marketing. Moved out to New York City for an adventure, worked my way up to an assistant buyer at Nordstrom's Northeast region. From there, I then became a recruiter in Times Square for a while, and that was really exciting time in my career. I like to incorporate a lot of that business or career development and making sure that you have a lot to be marketable in the workforce. So you'll see that I try to give as much advice and career tips because I have such a passion with matching you with a successful career. And then you can come back and maybe tell me your success stories. That would be great. So then I went to UTSA, got my MBA, and I mixed technology courses. And I ended up in tech because there wasn't a lot of digital marketers back then when I graduated. And I got into SEO, product marketing, using email marketing, tying these things all together, using a lot of tools and processes, getting lead generation for business to business. And now, after a lot of different experiences, I am the practice professor for the past 5 years at UTSA. I've also held executive marketing roles and business development roles in a lot of variety of companies. Now I'm very happy being a fractional chief marketing officer, and I focus a lot on digital content strategy and advertising. I have overseen millions and millions of dollars in ad spend through both my corporate experience and through my consulting experience. With that, I've also generated hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue for a lot of different organizations. So it's super exciting work that I get to do. And I'm very grateful every day that I get to do something like that. So let's see. Let's put this slide deck up. Okay, so I don't know how, because I tend to be a little bit tough. I am one of the highest rated professors, not only in the marketing department, but also in the College of Business. And I think that I attribute that a lot to so many students hungry and passionate about wanting to know this information. I also get to mix my real world experience with my science and professor knowledge-based experience. So all that comes together, and I try to put together a course with a lot of activities, a lot of things that matter in the workforce today, so that it resonates with students and you can actually go out there and get employed. But also have a solid foundation so that if anything tactical changes in the market, you can adjust. You have that foundation and you can adjust and you can stay with the times and you would be really successful regardless. So again, welcome to digital marketing. The way that we shop and buyers make purchasing decisions has changed forever. So not only looking at this as you looking for new shoes or a digital camera in this instance, but what if you're at a business and you have to make a purchasing decision for your company? So a lot of times as a marketing executive, I have to buy tools and resources for my team to be successful. Maybe I want to buy video services or a new program to manage all my prospects and leads, a new email platform. So I would then go to Google and I'd start my search, right? And we start very generic in the beginning. And that's what's called brand awareness. So we start to search like, how did it solve this problem? Have you seen this issue? And then we get results. And what's really fascinating about Google is if you don't get those results right away, you're not going to keep clicking down all the pages. You're going to change your search terms and continue to do some research. While you're going through this, you're going to hit a lot of different types of pages. You might hit a company website. You might hit an industry third-party review sites or industry vertical sites. You might hit blogs of experts in that space. Or you might turn to social, and social might pop up as some of your answers in your search terms. I want to cater to both the direct to consumer, so B2C, and then also B2B, which is business to business types of cases. We are going to do a direct to consumer example for your simulation, and that's just easier for us to conceive and understand when we're learning something so complex. More than half of you will end up in B2B because there's just more opportunities in business to business, and we don't have a lot of global direct to consumer headquarters here in San Antonio. So keep that in mind so that you can kind of apply this and change it to be more of a B2B case. So here's some of the subtle changes that you might have to make. Both of our customers are going to search for information, but the way that we might purchase them on B2C might be a little bit different. So it takes 7 to 10 times of them seeing your brand and knowing that your solution in order for them to even put you on their list of consideration. So getting people through this awareness, interest, consideration, intent, evaluation, and purchase phase, you have to stay on that customer, and you have to be feeding them information that they can find via searching on the internet. You engineer your content so it can be found, and you're going to learn how to do that in this course. Then you also want to run ads, and you want to remarket to them, and you want to hit them with an email, and you might want to call them depending on what you're selling or what you're doing. So you want to mix these touch points in order to get that customer to purchase from you. Okay, I want to get you really excited here. Content marketing, content strategy, that all goes on your website, because at the end of the day, we're driving traffic to the site. If you're using social media, the conversions typically happen on the website. You want to drive traffic to your site, and you want to own your site. A lot of companies get into trouble when they launch an Amazon business and they don't have a website, and they, are slave to the Amazon. So you want to have your own site, you want to own it, and then you also want to drive traffic to it and control some variables there. But there's tons of opportunities out there for just content strategy, social media marketing, digital marketing in general, link building, SEO. You're going to see tons of opportunity. Course overview. So you have to buy the book and the simulation bundle. It is required, because you're going to read the book and you're going to get insights and ideas, and then you're going to apply the expert sessions, the book, my assignments, all to the simulation. The simulation is where you actually show that you know how to do something. So you're going to have to pull in a lot of outside resources to figure out how to do well on your simulation. You might have to watch videos on Google Ads. You might have to read supplemental blogs to stay on track with this class. So it's a lot of lab and theory. And what's the most exciting thing is you get certified in that hands-on, you know how to apply that knowledge and be successful. And you're going to get that a couple different ways. You're going to get your AdWords certification for your midterm. You're going to get your Google Analytics. You're going to pass that exam and get a certification for your final. That's the first time we've ever been able to offer both of those in this class. There was another class that was a digital marketing class that focused on analytics and cluster analysis and that target market grouping. But we don't have anybody to teach that right now, and I can't take it on at this time, maybe in the future. All right. Let's walk through the course modules so that you know how to be successful in this course. You're going to log into Blackboard, and every day you're going to get into your class, and it's going to take you right into, I'm going to go in as a student. It's going to take you right into coursework. All right. Now here is going to be your syllabus and our discussion boards, but you're going to see that you're going to want to follow this. This is where you're going to walk through all the things that need to be done. If there's a discrepancy between the syllabus and Blackboard with due dates or times, coursework overrides everything. So I make sure that that's always available, because that's where you're going to submit everything. But please alert me if there is a discrepancy, so I want to edit the syllabus and post a more accurate version. So this is, you want to click into your module, the module number 1, and then you'll see these custom images, and I'll give you a little blurb here. This video will lie here on module 1, and I'll have things in order of what I suggest that you do them. And you should walk through all of these sections in each module, because the last bit it will probably be either a simulation or an assignment. That's all preparing you for the main piece of that module. So if you skip around, the chances are you are not going to be as successful in your simulation, and the simulation is 20% of your grade. So it is set up and structured in a way that you're going to get the most learnings for that round. So this is your getting started quiz. You're going to go in there, but make sure you have secured your book and got set up on our Slack. Here's our Slack, right? So you're going to be into our course, and please watch those quick little videos about how to use the Slack. You are required to use that and know the information that's posted. So if there are questions about an assignment and we address them and figure that all out in the Slack channel, you will be required to know that. So I didn't know that, but it was in Slack. You will have needed to know that. So you can't use I didn't know as an excuse. I don't know why that's not working right now. Okay, and let's see. You're within this getting started quiz, there's going to be a contract and an agreement that you are going to do all original work. You're not going to share information. And also we're going to be professionals in this class to each other and off of my tools. And if you're on a third-party site like GroupMe or any other discussion boards, that you're not sharing information, that you're being positive, and that you're proactive. And if you have concerns or questions about anything going on in this course, you can make an appointment with me and I'll walk you through some things. But I do try to figure out the general issues from your discussion boards, and I will answer those in either writing a message and give you some tips, or maybe I'll have to make another video. Okay. Here's your online book, right? And your simulation. You're not allowed to go into your simulation until it starts because you don't know enough yet, right? So you're not going to be able to do anything in your simulation until I prep you. I'm going to record another video and give you an overview of how to be successful. And there's also instructions in there as well. So that will be posted soon, and that'll be for your module 2, and I'll release that probably tomorrow. All right, let's just do a quick overview. Chapter 1 is pretty brutal. So I wanted to make sure that we went through some of the top level information, and I don't want you to get tripped up on terminology, and that is one of those things you never could figure out this whole course and you were lost. So let's address a lot of those. So oh, by the way, you might want to jot these down and update your LinkedIn ASAP and or your resume. You are going to get analytics, Google Analytics certified. You're going to get Google AdWords certified. You're going to learn a lot about SEO, keyword research, on-page SEO, off-page SEO, and then also marketing, search engine marketing, which is advertising, and then email marketing as well. Okay, so we're going to talk about a lot of these, and I'm going to walk through those. So URL versus domain name. Do you know the answer to this? This in the red is your domain. That is basically your brand online. It could be cutepuppies.net, cutepuppies.io, cutepuppies.com. And that is the core part of your online presence. The rest of this makes up the whole URL. So that's your URL link, right? And we could change those links and do link shorteners and things like that. Things to note here, these would be then your top level menu items that are not the home page. And then this would be a sub page, a child page. So this has that whole address. What's really cool here is you're going to learn tips and tricks on how to leverage this for both the user experience, but also for SEO. HTTP used to be our standard protocol. That's how you send information somewhere and you receive information. Now HTTPS, even for sites that don't have a lot of personal information, they're recommending that you get a secure socket layer. That's that layer of security. And that's what that S means. Google actually likes the S as well. So these are servers. When you log into anything like your Student Book, like your Blackboard, they're housed in a server warehouse. And I thought that was really important for you to understand how that works. So you hit a server with a request. The site is hosted on servers, or a whole room of servers, depending on how big your site is. And then you get that information from that server, and then you go on with your day. Here's the user experience. So if you ever wondered, what are cookies? What do people mean about cookies? Cookies do so much. So a website, like if I use cookies, enable cookies on my site to know when Jeff comes back, to pull from a database so that I can offer products that are customized for Jeff, then this is the experience he's going to get, right? So here's your recent order, here's something you viewed, and here's some things that it recommends for you. So it's a very customized experience based on who you are. If you opt out of cookies because you're trying to be incognito, the experience you have on the internet is not as customized. So this is, you know, you have something very generic. It's not going to really know who you are. Most sites require you to enable cookies, and they put that little thing because you will not convert. It's not a good experience. So that's why we need that. Another great thing is we do love to do remarketing. So that's something we love to do. Client side, server side. So I talked a little bit about the servers. So on the server, it's very dynamic content. So that's usually where your databases are, your inventory, your account information. So you type in your info, and that's like very dynamic. It moves. You have to pull different, like first name, you're in this class, you're also in this class at UTSA, and it's pulling all these things together. It's really complex. And these are the languages that people would need to know. I, as a digital marketer, I am familiar with those, but I don't do them. I work with a developer or database manager, and they help me with that stuff. You, as a digital marketer, would need to know client side, which is like your website facing the world, right? And a lot of times you have two different sites going on, and they talk to each other. And the client side, which would be HTML, JavaScript, and CSS, you probably will need to know how to edit some code. You might not have to build anything from scratch with code, and you might work with a developer on that too. Here's your browsers. It is really important as a digital marketer to know how your site and anything that you're doing looks on different browsers. Web hosting. So that means, where does your site get hosted? It could be actually a different place. Your marketing site could be a WordPress website, and it could tie into your e-commerce site that's like on Amazon or in a different place. So you might at some point need to purchase your own server. So it's pretty helpful to know. Let's just quickly go through some of the website objectives. So we have, these are our primary. You're either an advertiser, so you're a news source. The Onion is a joke news source. It's really funny. And the New York Times is not. So those two are serving up content, and they are advertising to their users in other ways too, to make revenue. So that's their revenue strategy. Then there's commission. So Expedia, StubHub, Kayak, TripAdvisor, you go to that site for information, reviews, insights, learning. And then if you follow a link and make a purchase that they recommend, they get paid. That's how those come. And they also probably do some light advertising as well. And sometimes they try to sell some of their own things. Subscriptions. We have Netflix, Hulu, Angie's List. That's where you subscribe to a site for their content, their services, whatever they have. And that's their revenue generation model. Here's a couple other ones for websites. So you might just have an online brochure for like Tide. You're not going to really want to buy Tide through a website because your shipping would probably cost more than the actual Tide. It's cheaper to buy it from a distributor that distributes to like a Target or somewhere where you can just walk in and buy that. It could be to support a cause and raise awareness for something, or just a support page. So I think that those are really all helpful to understand those different things. You're going to hear a lot about conversions in this class, and you're going to need to know what those are as a marketer. And at some point, you're going to need to know how to calculate conversions. So what type of website? The primary conversion is the overall goal. There's going to be little micro conversions that lead up to that, but what is the purpose? So if it's a retail e-commerce site, you're not there to get people just to sign up for a newsletter. That's a micro conversion. If you're selling something, the number one conversion is a purchase. The secondary ones are the key performance indicators that lead up to what might lead to, scientifically should lead up to purchases. That's if they create accounts, sign up for emails, or pay for something premium like an upgrade. But the primary conversion is a purchase. So make sure you go through all that and really understand the type of website, what the main conversion is, because you need to be able to speak that way when you're in the workforce. All right, let's just do a quick scenario, see how you do, and I think we're going to wrap it up here. Okay, your friend has a website, nothing but flags. They're not making money. They want to generate more traffic. What should you advise them based on the scenario? They had 500 visits, and their conversions, they had sold 10 units, but only had 2 conversions. So of the 500 people, 2 people bought. What do you advise your friend? What do you think is their big issue? Why don't you just think about it for a second? Let's see if I put it. If you thought to yourself that let me see what their conversion rate was. So you take 2 divided by 500. That's a 0.4 conversion rate. 0.4% of all visitors that came to your site bought. It is not a traffic issue. Fix your conversion rate first, fix your site, fix your product mix, fix whatever is stopping people from buying. I'd say a 3% or more conversion rate should be where you should be shooting for. They're way below that. Then you could worry about traffic. So what's the point of spending all this money trying to drive traffic to a site that does not convert? So I think that those are the things that you're going to have to learn through this class. Also understand this. In traffic, there's a lot of different types of traffic that you drive to a site. It's direct. So I know your brand. I go to it right away. Facebook, boom, I'm there, right? Unpaid referral. So you're looking on something and then a blogger recommended something and they don't even get paid. They just want to look smart and provide helpful tips. So you click a link and go to the page. Paid referral. You have affiliate marketers out there or influencers that are talking about your site and you provide them with a link that everybody that comes to your site, you track with cookies, and if they pay, they get a commission. Unpaid search traffic, we love that one. And that takes a long time to build up that credibility with Google. But imagine, you don't have to pay to drive anybody there. People just search for it, find you, and make a purchase. That's wonderful. Then we have ad traffic. So you're probably always going to have to run some type of ad campaign. But if you have an unpaid search traffic strategy that works really well, then you're going to be well off. Conversions. So did they purchase? Is it a business lead and business to business? Just getting somebody to fill out a form or want to sign up for a demonstration, that would be your main conversion, because nobody purchases a multi-million-dollar product on the internet. Just one person searches it, Googles it, oh, I'm going to buy that for my whole company. They'd likely get fired because that's a ridiculous thing to do. Engagement is a conversion, account creation, click-throughs, and then you're going to understand revenue per conversion as well. All right, so I'm going to let you get into your book. Make sure you get in there, and I'll be posting just a little bit more videos throughout the semester, but not a ton, just enough to make sure that you get started. And then we're going to be heavy in the discussion boards. I want you to be collaborative, engaging, and interactive. I want the Slack channel active. No questions too dumb. Because if you're thinking it, I guarantee you half of the class is thinking that too. And since we're all remote and dispersed, you need to use those tools so we feel part of the team. Statistically, the people that did use the tools were far more successful in these courses than the ones that did not. So staying engaged, staying involved, you're going to be really successful. And not only that, you're going to know a lot and be smart out of school. That's the most important part. You need to know how to walk and talk like an intelligent digital marketer when you're out of here, because once you're out of here, nobody cares about your grades. They care about what do you know and what can you do for them. Well, I hope you enjoyed this lecture. I'm looking really forward to getting to know you as best I can. We have a lot going on this semester. We have so much to do, and we'll be talking soon. Thank you.